There are times when we would all like to have a superpower. For most of us, this has to remain an idle daydream. However, there are people walking among us who already have totally legitimate and totally cool superhuman powers. There are even entire tribes of people who have seemingly superhuman abilities that we can only dream of. Sometimes these people don't even realize that they are exceptional until it's pointed out to them. These tribes got their superpowers due to various factors, including their food, climate, and lifestyles. In several instances, the sources of these abilities are explainable. Nevertheless, these superpower gives them an edge over other humans in sports and in other ways. So buckle up and get ready to be shocked as we bring you rare humans you didn't even know about. Let's go. Number 10. The Kalenjin of Kenya. Everyone knows that Kenya has the world's fastest and best marathon runners. What people don't know is that the majority of these runners are from the same tribe. Enter the Kalenjin, the world's best long-distance runners. Several scientists, researchers, and sports analysts have tried to explain why the tribe dominates long-distance running. Although their starch-rich diet, the location of their homeland, and the coincidental social and economic factors have been fingered as possible reasons, no one has come to a definite conclusion. However, it is suspected that it has something to do with genetics. The Kalenjin have small ankles and calves and a slim stature, which is just perfect for marathon running. Body size is important in determining who will win a marathon because people with smaller ankles and calves use less energy than others. It is even said that one can guess the winner of a marathon by checking which contestants have the smallest ankles and calves. Number 9. Bijau people of Indonesia. The Bijau people are Indonesians. They are all called sea nomads or sea gypsies because of their ability to remain underwater for several minutes without any equipment. The most experienced divers can remain underwater for 13 minutes before returning to the surface to breathe. Researchers at Cambridge University discovered that the Bijau people can do this because their bodies are adapted to diving, causing their spleens to increase by 50%. Before the discovery, researchers had always suspected the size of our spleens had something to do with our ability to remain underwater. A larger spleen compresses underwater, releasing oxygen-rich blood into the body. This reduces oxygen use and allows us to stay underwater for longer. In the case of the Bijau people, they have a unique gene that increases secretion of the thyroid hormone T4, which causes larger spleens. Number 8. Moken people of Indonesia. What is cooler than being able to hold your breath underwater? Seeing underwater. The ability is limited to the children of the Moken people of the western Thailand. Like the Bijau people of Indonesia, the Moken live by seaside and are also called water nomads. Unlike other kids, however, the Moken children have excellent eyesight underwater. In 1999, Anna Gislin, a researcher for the University of Lund, traveled to Thailand to live with the Moken people and study their superpower. She realized that their eyesight of their children was 2 times better underwater than that of European children. Interestingly, she also observed that adult Moken cannot see well underwater. Gislin initially suspected that the eyes of the children had evolved, but that was not the case because it would have affected their eyesight outside of the water. On careful observation, she realized that the children could constrict their pupils and change the shape of the lens of their eyes, 2 factors necessary for underwater eyesight. In fact, this is how seals and dolphins see underwater. To confirm her theory, Gislin trained some European children in Thailand and Swedish children in Sweden to control their pupils and lenses underwater. A month later, they could see well underwater as the Moken children. The European children didn't find it easy though. Unlike the Moken children, their eyes always turned red because of the salty seawater, but they would have adapted to that too if the training continued. Moken adults can see well underwater because their lenses are already rigid, just like that of adults everywhere. From all indication, it is unlikely that the Moken children will maintain their superpower for long. The entire tribe was moved far inland after an earthquake-induced tsunami destroyed their seaside village in 2004. They no longer have such easy access to the sea. Number 7. The Sherpas. Climbing Everest or any other mountain could be a daunting task for the average person, but not for the Sherpas. They are expert mountain climbers with the ability to seek out previously unknown routes. Today, people climbing Mount Everest always go with Sherpa guides. Researchers revealed that Sherpas are excellent mountain climbers because their body manages oxygen better at higher altitudes than the average person. This should not be a surprise. The Sherpas have been living on the Himalayas for over 6,000 years, which is more than enough time for their bodies to adapt to the extreme cold temperatures and low oxygen levels. The Sherpas are also immune to the nasty side effects of sometimes fatal ailments that affect other climbers. Oxygen decreases as we go higher up Mount Everest. In response, the body produces more red blood cells to feed the muscles that require oxygen. At the same time, these excess blood cells make the blood thicker, stressing the heart. The Sherpas also experience the same thing, but at a much lower rate. This is not all. Their bodies are also able to produce more energy in the absence of oxygen. Number 6. Ecuadorians immune to cancer. Lawrence syndrome is an ailment that causes a mutation in the human growth receptor leading to dwarfism. It is common among other members of a tribe in a remote village in Ecuador. No one thought much of the syndrome until Dr. Jamie Guerra Aguera, who had been working with the tribe, realized that the tribesmen with the syndrome were almost immune to diabetes and cancer. In contrast, tribesmen without the syndrome were highly susceptible to cancer and diabetes. To confirm his suspicion, Guerra Aguera partnered with Dr. Walter Longo of the University of Southern California to run lab tests with the serum made from the genes of the Laron patients. The researchers added the serum to the human cells that had been deliberately damaged. They discovered that the serum stopped these cells from experiencing more genetic damage. At the same time, these cells destroyed themselves instead of turning cancerous. Number 5. People immune to kudu and mad cow disease. Kudu is the name of a deadly brain disease that broke out among the members of the Ford tribe of Papua New Guinea in the 20th century. It was the result of tribesmen eating the brains of their dead as a part of their burial rites. Some of the consumed brains were infected with prion disease, which caused kuru. The majority of the deaths occurred in the 1950s, forcing the tribesmen to abandon the tradition. At the time, 2% of the tribesmen died every year. Today, several tribesmen are immune to kudu and will not get it even if they eat the infected brain of a dead person. They are also immune to similar diseases, including mad cow disease. This protection has been traced back to unique V127 genetic mutation present in the bodies of the kudu survivors. Descendants of the tribesmen who had never kudu do not have the mutation or the immunity to kudu and the mad cow disease. To test their theory, researchers used genetic engineering to develop some mice with the mutation before injecting the animal with different brain diseases. They found that the mice were immune to the kudu, Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, and the variant of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, depending on whether the animal had 1 or 2 copies of the V127 mutation. As to the 4 people, researchers believe that all of them would have become immune to kudu and similar brain diseases if they had continued to eat the brains of their dead. Number 4. The Saimane people of Bolivia. The Saimane people of Bolivia have the lowest risk of heart disease in the world. Between 2004 and 2015, researchers tested hundreds of tribesmen and discovered that 90% had clear arteries, which is directly linked to lower possibility of contracting heart disease. At the same time, they have lower blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. Researchers attributed this uniqueness to the diet and lifestyle of the Saimane people. They eat unprocessed carbohydrates along with little fat and protein. They get their protein from the animals they hunt and the fish they catch. They are also very active and work long hours. Number 3. The Mon people of China. Whistling is not exclusive to the Mon people of China. Several tribes around the world independently learn to communicate via whistling. However, they are usually located in mountain regions where people live far apart. The Hmong people live in the foot of the Himalayas. The Hmong farmers whistle to chat on farms while hunting in the jungle and to send love messages at night. Everyone understands what the lovers are saying, but they do not recognize the people because a whistle is not individually identifiable like a voice. This allows the lovers to remain anonymous while passing messages. Some even add nonsense whistles to confuse the listeners. A tribe on one of the Canary Islands is also communicating via whistling. Their whistling language is called Silbo Gomero and sounds so similar to birdsong that some birds are imitating it. Some Amazonian tribes are also using whistling to communicate while hunting in the jungle. This is safer than speech because whistling will not startle game. The Inuit communities of the Bering Strait also use whistling to communicate when whale hunting. Before we go any further today, we would like to take a moment and thank Gilbert Sampson from Canada for sending us today's thumbnail. And without any further delay, back to our awesome humans. At number 2, Aboriginal Australians. Looking for humans with the best eyesight? Check with the Aboriginal people of Australia. Some have eyesight 4 times better than the average person. This allows them to see things that are 4 times smaller than what the average person can see. Other Aboriginal Australians do not have such superb eyesight, although they can see 2 to 3 times better than the average person. Some Aboriginal people work as spotters for the Australian Army because they can perceive enemies at extreme distances. They are also used to spotting illegal immigrant boats and illegal fishing boats in Australian waters. This superior vision is believed to be a result of the hunter-gatherer nature of the ancient Aboriginal people who needed superb eyesight to survive in the wild. Unfortunately, today's Aboriginal Australians don't always have the remarkable eyesight into their old age. Due to several factors including poor hygiene and diabetes, Aboriginal people above 40 are 6 times likelier to go blind than other Australians.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that will take just 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell and you get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 1. Okinawas of Japan. Looking for the oldest people alive? Well, look no further than the native people of Okinawa, Japan. They are likelier to reach the age of 100 than members of any other tribe in the world. Okinawa boasts having the largest concentration of centurions in the world. Longevity among the Okinawans have been traced to their healthy diet. They eat lots of whole grain, soy, tofu, vegetables, sweet potatoes, fish, squid, and octopus. Despite their large centurion population, the Okinawans have been suffering a steady decline in health within the past few years. This has been traced back to consumption of fast food from outlets that are followed the opening of the US base in the area. Hey everybody, we hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around for some more great content. My name's Donovan. See you next time.